Before we begin, let's talk about some prerequisites for getting the most out of this course. This course is not an introduction to PHP, so you should have some basic experience with PHP, including object-oriented PHP. Experience with Laravel is helpful, but not required. But if you're completely new to Laravel, you'll probably only be able to follow along if you're familiar with the principles of the MVC architectural pattern. This course is also not an introduction to Vue.js, so you should already have some experience with this framework because it will be a little harder to pick up as we go. Check out my LinkedIn learning course called Learning Vue.js if you need to get up to speed with Vue. There are so many different ways to set up a development environment, so even if you plan on following along and coding with me, having most of these items installed in this next list are optional. But you must have Node.js installed on your development machine in order to compile assets, including Vue components and other JavaScript and CSS files. You can use any editor or IDE. I'll be using Visual Studio Code in this course, which has become ubiquitous in online learning because it's fast, free, and available on all major platforms. You should install the Vue.js DevTools browser extension, available for Chrome and Firefox, if you're doing any kind of work with Vue, just to make debugging your own code easier, although we will only be using it briefly in the last chapter on Vuex. We'll be running our Laravel site in a Vagrant virtual machine running on VirtualBox. We'll discuss this setup and how to download what you need if you want to follow along, but I won't cover the full installation process because it can differ from one system to another. We'll also be using Git on the command line to help us set up that Vagrant box.